Hi, I'm Adam Brooks Weber. This is The Merry Mystic. I'm glad you're here. Last week, I shared a poem I wrote, Prayer for Children Going to School. If you didn't see that one, you can go back to the website and look at it. Some of our Merry Mystics found it very disturbing and wanted me to say a little more about it. I don't know that I have anything particularly wise to add, but that's never stopped me before, so here goes. I think it's right to find it disturbing and to be moved to pray for children going to school around the world because we could do so much better job than we are doing. I would pray to God first for equality, justice, equality of access and opportunity for children. Here in the United States, we have a way of funding schools which depends very much on the wealth of the neighborhood where the school is located. And the result is that we have some very poor school districts where there's not enough money for paying teachers properly, for retaining teachers from one year to the next, for buying books and equipment, for fixing the leak in the roof, for much of anything. And these are typically school districts where children have extra needs, where there's a lot of gang activity, a lot of drug abuse, and they could use more resources, not less. So that would be my first prayer for equal educational opportunity for children, because all children are the beloved children of God. And then I would pray for kindness, for a way to teach kindness. This is why I am a Christian pastor, really. It's because I believe that somebody should teach the way of Jesus, the way of kindness. It doesn't have to be Christian, but it has to be kindness. If we could teach kindness, if we could help children to treat each other with sympathy and empathy and good humor and understanding and respect and honesty, basically with kindness, then they would have more often a positive experience of school. They wouldn't have to face abuse in school because of their differences, because of their race or their ethnic background or their religion or their gender identity or their sexual orientation. If we could just teach kindness, dear God, that would be my second prayer. And after that, my third prayer would be that we could find a way to match the uniqueness of each child with a unique educational experience, because children are all different. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. I had a very privileged childhood. I lived in fairly well-off school districts, so I didn't have a lot of the problems that I've been talking about. I'm a white man. I was a white boy, a Christian, so I didn't face a lot of persecution in school that other kids did. And yet, I hated school. And there were years when the thought of having to go back to school on Monday morning would make me sick to my stomach Sunday night. I think mostly because I was such a strong introvert. For introverts, an institutional school system that packs kids together into a classroom all day long is never going to be a good solution. And while we're at it, let's pray for parents, because parents around the world, I'm thinking of my own parents, but parents of lots of kids, they see that their children are not happy in school, and yet there's nothing they can do about it. Back then, they couldn't even have done homeschooling because it was against the law, because either you went to school or you went to jail. That wasn't really that much of a choice. So let's pray for parents and who have to watch their children's unhappiness powerlessly. Part of my school experience was the experience of a kind of bitter irony, the irony of having to learn about freedom and democracy in a place which is so obviously unfree and undemocratic, a system where your every misstep might go onto your permanent record, and where your daily activities are controlled by the programmed ringing of bells. That bothered me, and still does. So I guess I would pray for freedom, for kids to feel freedom that God intends for them. I didn't have a uniformly unhappy experience of school, of course. Lots of happy times, too. I had some friends. We rode on the school bus together. When it was getting close to the time for a school holiday, we would sing a song. Say it's 3 days until Christmas vacation. Then we would sing, 3 more days and we are free from this school of misery. No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks. There were a number of songs like that, many of them more vulgar than that one. About 10 years ago, I wrote a song called 3 More Days. It's on my album Smackdown. And I'd like to play just a little bit of it for you. This is the final bridge and the final chorus.
But in my dreams, I know what freedom feels like. It feels like running wild and tireless along a forest stream in the moonlight. It feels like giving away the things that own you, shrugging them off. It feels like not asking permission. It feels like forgiveness, like God erasing your permanent record. It feels like God trusting in you for a change. It feels like chill life joy cresting and foaming at the nape of your neck. One more day and we are free. One more day and we are free from this school of misery. Freedom, unlikely as it seems. Freedom, I still feel it in my dreams. Once you know you can't unknow it, can't replace it. No, 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 it won't let me go.
That was 3 More Days. I'll put a link to the song on the website if you care to listen to the whole thing, but I should warn you that it's pretty cynical. It's not really all Merry Mystic type stuff. It's 3/4 cynical commentary on school and life, followed by 1/4 of spiritual redemption at the end. You know, when I write a song or a poem, I often do this thing of trying to occupy a single voice, trying to give a single perspective voice. And so it doesn't end up being very balanced. You want balanced? Read the book. So just as a warning, if you're feeling depressed already about the state of society and our institutions, you might want to take a pass on 3 More Days. Next week on The Merry Mystic, I'll be continuing this theme of freedom, but moving the setting from school to church. And believe me, there are a lot of ironies there too, because church as an institution has not generally been very friendly toward individual freedom. And yet, I think setting us free is one of God's signature moves. But that's for next week. For now, let me stop here and ask for your comments, your thoughts about school, about freedom. Or here's a simpler question. Do you remember a song that they used to sing on the school bus or on the playground? If you're seeing this video anywhere but on adambrooksweber.com, please go over there, scroll down, leave us a message. Love to hear from you. Oh, there's the bell. So remember, your paper's on my desk before class starts tomorrow. May God bless you. Let freedom ring.